CKJ Crypto News. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. I hope all is well. Pretty much, I'm going to make a response video to Bitcoin Ben. Well, up till today, I had no idea who Bitcoin Ben was. And when I live streamed this morning, everybody was like, have you seen Bitcoin Ben's new video? Bitcoin Ben, Bitcoin Ben. I mean, multiple people in the stream were like, Bitcoin Ben's new video, you have to see it. So, I guess the reason people are so excited about this Bitcoin Ben's video is basically he goes on to say that he had a phone call from somebody that's a key player that's hooked into the crypto world. And he basically goes on to say that he can't believe he's going to admit this, but XRP will be the #1 digital asset, cryptocurrency, whatever you prefer to call it. But then he goes on to say that talks about the DCG group, which is digital currency group run by Barry Silbert and Hutchins. Heavyweights in the crypto world. Now, this video kind of excited me. It made me want to make a response to Bitcoin Ben. Bitcoin Ben is, you can see the pain and agony he goes through to coming to the truth of XRP's potential. XRP's partnerships. Here on CKJ Crypto News, we always say the proof is in the partnerships. And boy, does Ripple, XRP have all the partnerships. But I kind of want to highlight a little bit of what Big Ben said. I say Big Barry Silbert. What Bitcoin Ben says about Barry Silbert or DCG group and these being heavyweights in the crypto world is something I've been saying for a while. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of XRP, but I also do a follow the money part on my stream, and it always involves Barry Silbert, what's Barry Silbert's doing. I've been telling people for a while, Barry Silbert is an early investor in Coinbase. He's an early investor in Ripple. Him and Hutchins, and Hutchins sits on the Federal Reserve, they've started the Ethereum Classic Trust Fund, which I did a little bit more research on that too. It was basically, it's almost a fancy word for ETC custody. So basically what they were saying, for institutional investors who want to invest in ETC, they have custody solutions so they don't have to go through all that. And not to mention ETC, Ethereum Classic, was the first, not the first, but when it was a big debate if Ripple's going to be, XRP is going to be listed on Coinbase, or what other digital assets going to be listed, everybody was gunning for XRP, of course, because we're huge XRP fans. Most of us done our homework, and it's an easy conclusion to come to the potential that XRP has for the future. So, ETC got listed on Coinbase first, which caused a rift in the community, guys. But you know, I've been saying follow the money. I believe that ETC has huge potential. It has huge potential, probably even enough potential to replace or meet the price of Ethereum's price. So for $10, I mean, it was $50 at the bull market last, at the beginning of the year. Now we're at $10, unbelievable price. Ripple $4 for $1, damn near 36 cents today, with still, we've seen a bull run of $4, unbelievable opportunity. Unbelievable opportunities. So I kind of want to make a response to Bitcoin Ben, and then I kind of wanted to show you why XRP probably is the best pick, why ETC is going to be a top coin, who backs it, Barry Silbert. So if you're not familiar with Bitcoin Ben, this is the video right here.
Smash the like buttons so it'll make me feel better about talking about Ripple. God damn it. I don't want to talk about Ripple, but it is what it is. I'm just giving you guys the information that I'm getting. So, yes, I had a phone call with a very influential guy in cryptocurrency.
XRP, baby.
He's plugged into the highest levels of the elites of cryptocurrency. And they love Ripple.
They love XRP. Ripple, XRP, that's for sure.
And surprisingly, I knew something was going on with Ethereum Classic, but I didn't know what. But Ethereum Classic is going to be huge too.
Of course it is. Of course ETC is going to be huge too. If you follow the money like we do here on CKJ Crypto News, follow the money, the proof is in the partnerships, who's backing it, who's the team, what's going on behind the scenes. We always do rabbit hole research here on CKJ Crypto News, and we pretty much came to these conclusions. Welcome to the party, Bitcoin Ben. No, I'm just joking with you, Bitcoin Ben. You're a good dude. But that's the thing, is like, come on, like common sense right here. And I'm not saying in a harsh way or a way to create, you know, bad feelings. My response is just thank you to Bitcoin Ben for coming out and saying XRP is going to be the top coin. I mean, it's really good to see some people finally admit the truth. We've had Crypto Crow came over and said, okay guys, you win, XRP is going to be the best. Now we got Bitcoin Ben, Bitcoin in his name, coming over and saying XRP is going to be top pick. But I just want to highlight some of the things he said a little bit. He talked about the DCG group, and this is the DCG group right here, and this is Barry Silbert. Barry Silbert owns the DCG group. Barry Silbert is the Chief Executive Officer, sponsor, and the founder of the digital currency group DCG, which builds and supports Bitcoin and blockchain companies through its insights, networks, and access to capital, started in 2012. Mr. Silbert became one of the first and most active investors in the Bitcoin space, providing seed funding for Coinbase and Ripple. BitPay, which is also another huge one that's been making a lot of headlines lately. BitPay was the first, well, not the first, but it just got basically U.S. regulatory approval for custody. So anything that really is tied to Barry Silbert pretty much has been approved through custody. Stuff like that, and you guys are going to be surprised. Barry Silbert's a backer of Ripple and Coinbase. But basically, I said the reason ETC and some of these other investments are coming to fruition first is because these guys made big money when they got in Ripple early. And I'm not talking about early like me and you, like pioneers at 25 cents. I'm talking about probably 10 for a penny early for Barry Silbert as being an early investor in the company. Now, you imagine the profit that he's already made when it went to $4, or when it even went to what it's at right now. Like they've got their money back off that plus some. They're going to want to see some of their other investments come to tuition. We know they just threw up $10 million for ETC, and that's why I say keep a close eye on ETC. But what else really excites me about this DCG group is the proof is in the partnerships. It has Glenn Hutchins. Glenn Hutchins is a co-founder of Silver Lake, the global leader in technology investing. He serves on the board of the AT&T, NASDAQ, the Federal Reserve, and Bank of New York, Brookings Institute, Economic Club of New York, the Center for American Progress. He's a member executive committee of New York of Presbyterian Hospital. He's an owner and member of executive committee of the Boston Celtics. He's a former fellow. Ridiculous resume right here. Let's just say owns the Boston Celtics, on the board of AT&T, NASDAQ, and Federal Reserve. And guess what? He and Barry Silbert started the ETC investment trust. Now, this is the portfolio of digital currency group right here. You'll be surprised some of their investments. We got BitGo right here. There's BitGo. And we got, let's just say, here's Circle right here. Well, Circle's got all kind of regulatory approval through bit licenses, through first landmark digital license through the UK government. We got Coinbase right here. Coinbase right here, investor in Coinbase. So huge tie-ins. But if we go all the way down here, we got Ripple right here. Ripple enables banks to compress operational costs and offer new services for cross-border payments. So that's huge right there. Coinbase and Ripple investor Barry Silbert has scored a 9-figure fortune. Coinbase and Ripple investor. Here's Glenn Hutchins right here. This is Glenn Hutchins, Federal Reserve. Former equity tycoon, sits on the board of Federal Reserve, Bank of New York, NASDAQ, AT&T. If you go down here, among his separate investments are Ripple. Among his separate investments are Ripple. Follow the money, guys. Follow the money. And that's why I always do the follow the money on Barry Silbert right here. We talk about his Twitter page all the time. That's for sure. It's even ironic, too. I just noticed 6 hours ago he put a book out. B is for Bitcoin. Time to teach the kids the world of Bitcoin. If this ain't like a move, like the word's not propaganda, but the word is basically they're getting these kids about this yay high to start learning about digital assets earlier. You can really see where the future is going to go. Imagine when these kids is reading that Bitcoin book, hits about 10, what your investment today will look like then. Whoo! Good Lord Almighty. But the thing is, Bitcoin Ben, Federal Reserve Task Force Ripple improves speed and transparency of global payments. With big names coming out like this, speaking of Ripple, I mean, come on. That's something to stand up and take notice about, that's for sure. Now, another thing that's really, really huge, and I'm going to finish this video off with this, is the new partnership that Ripple has announced with PNC Bank. PNC Bank is tied to BlackRock, $6 trillion in assets. 6 trillion. Manages 6 trillion assets, I believe, but it's 6 trillion tied to PNC Bank. This is huge. PNC Bank is huge here on the East Coast where I'm from. PNC Bank is huge. So PNC Bank right here is a District of Columbia with almost 2,500 branches, almost 10,000 ATMs. And I did a video on this earlier. I mean, the banks they acquired over the years is just ridiculous. And guess what? All these banks are going to be pretty much right here. U.S. banking giant PNC becomes the latest to adopt Ripple's X-Current. Now, to me, X-Current is just as satisfying as X-Rapid because these services are all in one. And when these banks have an option to pick which service they're going to use, whether it be X-Current or X-Rapid, a chance to push the button to save the most savings, which one do you think they're going to push? Of course they are. They're going to push the one to save the most savings. So introduction to just Ripple in itself, to me, is a win-win for XRP and for the team. But also right here, if you look right here, BlackRock. PNC owns 22% of BlackRock, the largest asset management firm in the world by assets under management. Its ownership interest is a market value of $17.9 billion of December 31st, 2017. But who is BlackRock? BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, is exploring cryptocurrencies. And guess what? As far as I'm concerned, BlackRock has a tie-in to Ripple because PNC works with Ripple. PNC owns a stake in BlackRock. BlackRock is interested in cryptocurrencies. Come on, guys, let's follow the money. That's for sure. So, final testing for ETC support on Coinbase. Coinbase Pro will open for inbound transfers from ETC on August 7th. So ETC is now listed on Coinbase. So guys, Bitcoin Ben, I think you're right on the money with that. Coins to look out for. Definitely XRP is going to be number one. ETC is going to be huge, guys. ETC, take a serious look at that. And I think he said Bitcoin, Litecoin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, I'm not too thrilled about, but I'm really all about Barry Silbert, XRP, ETC, Decentraland, Mana. Barry Silbert pushes Mana, that's for sure. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that, Bitcoin Ben. I just wanted to thank you big time for basically making that video, basically highlighting XRP, the future of XRP, and the opportunity lays in front of all of us. I believe it's an enormous opportunity. Hats off to you, Bitcoin Ben. XRP family welcomes you with open arms. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day.